have a suggestion. We have all these children, some of whom are not children at all, but some of whom are. These illegal alien refugees piling up on the border by the tens and tens of thousands. It's going to be, and is, a disaster. Here's what I would do, because they're looking for places to put these folks. I would put them in the auditorium and classrooms at Sidwell Friends School, where Obama sends his children to school. I would send them to Martha's Vineyard, where Obama likes to vacation. I would send them to the editorial offices of the Wall Street Journal. They believe in open borders. I would send them to the Speaker's office in the House of Representatives. I'm serious about this. Where else should they go? I would send them to Hollywood, because these kids, they need help. They need attention, and we should send them to some of these wealthy areas. I would send them to John McCain's house, maybe some tents in his backyard. I would send them to Lindsey Graham's home, wherever that might be, because Lindsey Graham has announced that he won his primary because he supports open borders. He didn't put it that way. I'll put it for him. Also, there should be a tent city on the south lawn of the White House where thousands and thousands and thousands of these kids from Central America can live. And they can use Michelle Obama's organic garden. Maybe she'll feed them some of her luscious school lunch meals. There's a lot of places where these kids could go that I think they should go. I also think these blue states, the really, really blue states, I think they should be sent there. Not to upset my wonderful, patriotic, loyal listeners in these states, but I think Chuck Schumer's house in New York, I think Hillary Clinton's house in Westchester would be a wonderful place. I think Barack Obama's house, you know, the one he got on the cheap, wink, wink, that'd be another good place to send them. Rahm Emanuel's house, or maybe the mayor's property. I think Bloomberg's home. Which one? I know. Which of the 20? Well, maybe we'll send them to Bermuda. He's got a big property there. There's really plenty of places to send these young illegal aliens, some with tuberculosis, some with other diseases, who knows? And more come over the border, and we need more and more liberal homes, more and more liberal cities, industries, states to accept them. Because it's obvious they're not going to secure the border. Does there seem to be any urgency whatsoever to secure the border? None. Because our government wants this to happen. It's bipartisan. But here we are. Authorities scrambling to find housing for illegal alien minors. And I want the Wall Street Journal editorial page, run by Paul Gigot, to explain itself. I want Chuck Schumer to make his home available. I want all libs to actually do something, because we're now getting what they've been advocating. No border. Anybody can stroll in here. And let me say this, and I mean it. If we should be attacked again because of this unconscionable conduct by officialdom in Washington, D.C., and the mouthpieces that support this, that blood is on their hands, and let us never forget it. The idea that this country didn't secure the border 6 months after 9/11 is an outrage. The idea that we didn't have a E-Verify system with teeth in it 6 months after 9/11 is an outrage. The idea that people stay here after their visas run, which is what happened with most of the terrorists who came in here, is an absolute outrage. What, does Obama think this is the Veterans Administration, where he runs that thing like hell? Or Obamacare, where he runs that thing like hell? Or anything else? Well, there you have it. My suggestion. These are the dreamers. The dreamers. That's right, the dreamers. We don't know who they are, but we know they're dreaming. Their parents are dreaming. And I want you to keep something else in mind. I want to underscore this point that I raised before. Many of these young people are being molested, otherwise abused, on their trip to the United States. And if they should be granted citizenship somehow, they will have the legal right to bring their parents in, their brothers and sisters in, their grandparents in, and their cousins in, as well as their uncles and their aunts. That's why Obama's doing this. That's why he's doing it. And I want to be very, very clear for some of my friends at Fox who are confused with this word amnesty. Well, that's not what Webster's calls it. Webster's has nothing to do with it. Amnesty is when you refuse to secure the border. Why is that amnesty? Because successive administrations and Congresses have refused to secure the border, and it results in amnesty. it results in amnesty, wave after wave. So we want the border secured. We want the E-Verify system not to be voluntary, but to be a requirement. We want to see how our government manages that, because I'm sure they'll do a great job. And nothing else should be discussed. Nothing. That's it. That's the comprehensive border security program that I recommended, a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Producer? We need not comprehensive immigration reform, but as I announced then, comprehensive border security reform. Use their language and turn it on them. I mean, after all, they are knuckleheads. At least that's what I would do. But Obama says about 30 to 40% of the kids in this school, he's speaking at a school, by the way, are dream kids. Let me ask you something. What are American students in schools? They're not dream kids? This is what I mean. This is what I mean about the balkanization. This is what I mean by holding up high illegal aliens while citizens, well, they're privileged, especially if they're Christian and white and male. You kids sit over there. What you have, you didn't earn, and your parents didn't earn. Now, illegals come in, yes. They're dreamers. The other kids, they're slackers. Pathetic. He says about 30 to 40% of the kids in this school, by the way, are dream kids. You wouldn't know it looking at them because they're as American as apple. What is this crap? This man has race on the brain 24/7. I can't help it if his father abused him. I can't help it if his mother didn't raise him. I can't help it. The propaganda crap that was put in his head by his grandparents. I can't help it. By the communists he associated with, by the domestic terrorists he associated with, but he projects all of his crap and their crap onto our society. People are not walking around this country saying, oh, there's a black guy, there's a yellow guy, there's a red guy, oh, look at those white guys. We don't think like that in this country, for the most part. But our government insists that we should think like that. This president has a bully pulpit, and he uses it to tear us apart and to tear the country apart. We want a leader. That's what we want. We want a leader, a statesman, a person who doesn't abuse his office and abuse his pulpit. That's what the American people are yearning. And they want somebody who believes in America, who believes in the individual, who believes in free market capitalism. We don't wake up every day and wonder what the president is going to do to some industry or some group of people or to the Constitution or what have you. And that's not asking too much, ladies and gentlemen. That's supposed to be the norm. You young people out there, you deserve it. You've never had an opportunity to vote for a conservative for president. And I'm going to do whatever the hell I can to help you out.